Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I have some new things to discuss about the Chris Watts case, and so I wanted to bring that to you. This will probably be the last video I'll get in before Christmas, and so for all of you that celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas. I just want to say before we go any further that the comments we're getting are great. They lend to a lot of discussion amongst yourselves with me, so I love that, and it looks like we're reaching a lot of people that share a passion that I do for true crime, so it's been great, and I really appreciate it. We do sometimes have some comments in there from what would seem to be the president of the NK fan club, and you know, that's all right too if they show no disrespect towards Shanann or Shanann's family. You know, I won't tolerate that. I just won't. But I think if they're going to come and just ask for a different viewpoint, it's okay. But then it crosses a line. If it attacks Shanann, Bella, Celeste, the Rosex, anything like that, then it goes off. I'll take it off. So the first thing is, I told you in a video a few weeks back that Chris was moved to a prison. We didn't know where, to another prison for his own safety, it said. And first it said that he was too well known in the Colorado prison, but then it came out that the Colorado prison he was in wasn't experienced enough to protect him, you know, from the general population is what I'm assuming and gathering. So they transferred him to Wisconsin, and I believe it's the same prison that Making a Murderer Stephen Avery is in, and also there was someone else in there. But anyway, that's where it is. And he was transferred there. There's new mugshots of him. He's wearing green, not orange. And people were debating, you know, about how he changed in looks from his last one to this one. He had some facial hair growth that came in. And I guess he wore contacts because you see him with glasses in court and, you know, in prison. So he must have worn contacts I was going to say in real life, in his other life, in his life outside of prison. So let's go to the next development. Okay, there was talk the last few days about NK entering the witness protection program, the federal witness protection program. First of all, federal witness protection program is for witnesses that have testified. She hasn't done that. The second thing is, the only source that I can find for this is Radar Online. Now, Radar Online is not considered a credible source. In fact, there are reports of someone testing just how credible it was by having someone call in and give a story about something that happened in a rehab, and Radar Online supposedly went right on and printed the story without even checking any of the sources to make sure it was true. So at this point, seeing it only on Radar Online, now you might say, well, I saw it on In Touch. Yes, but they sourced Radar Online, and so did another publication. They all got their information from Radar Online. And since that's the only source, I'd say fake news. The other thing is that if someone's going to go into the witness protection program, it's usually not advertised, okay? And this is supposedly given to Radar Online by someone close to the investigation. So someone close to the investigation, who? One of NK's friends, and come on now, I think this is more of NK trying to get publicity as a victim because she's getting threats. We haven't even shown any text or anything to that fact. And I don't even think it says death threats. I think it says just threats and public shaming. You don't go into the witness protection program if you're not a witness, if you haven't testified against, you know, in some high profile case where your life is really in danger and where, you know, your thing is because of public shaming. They're putting people in there that have testified against mob bosses and things like that who, you know, are going to get whacked if they don't go into a program like that. So, okay, I don't believe it. So this time I would say it's rumor until I see it from a more credible source. And like I said, you're not going to normally see that stuff. So here's my theories on it. I think the number one was that she's trying to make people feel sorry for her, and change a little bit of that persona, because people who have watched the interrogations, who have listened to her phone calls, are seeing her as not a credible person, not a truthful person, and not a genuine person, not having genuine, caring compassion for that family. Now, someone might say, oh, is it because she's the mistress? No, look at Amber Fry. Amber Fry didn't have this hatred like this following her because Amber Fry really didn't know about Lacey Peterson. She didn't know. Not that she's pretending that she didn't know this, okay? So that's number one. We know she was Googling Shanann. We know she saw all this stuff. So, she worked in this place on whatever. Shanann had Father's Book Facebook posts up for Chris. She could see that this man was not in the end of his divorce or, at the end of his separation or whatever she's saying that he told her. So, yeah, there's a big difference with those two. So, anyway, I think that she's trying to make herself more of a victim. Oh, poor her, because it always is poor her. And the second thing is, she could be trying to make people think she's in a witness protection program, in which way she can leave her apartment. She could change her name. She doesn't have to be in a witness protection program to change her name. She can do that anytime she wants. And maybe move to another state. She doesn't need a witness protection program to move to another state, to dye her hair, to change her looks. There are some things she can't do anything about. But, she can do some things, and she's not going to need the witness protection program. So here's what I think. I think it's either one or two, that she did that or a combination of both, to make herself look like this victim, and then to make people think she's in the witness protection program. So she left her apartment, and that's going to be good enough, and she's not around anymore, and she'll start a new life somewhere, she thinks, as a different person with a different name. But, there's only so many things you could change, right? They say a tiger doesn't change its stripes. So that's all I'm going to say on that. I don't think she's in the witness protection program. Now, even though there is a state witness protection program in some states, still, I don't think she fits anything that they would pay for her relocation or anything like that, because it doesn't fit the guideline. Pictures linked from a profile from this guy, Jim Gatoski, but he's since kind of scrubbed his Facebook page, and he got rid of most of it, but he is a geologist, it's sad, and he had a bunch of crazy things there, like he graduated in 1980 from high school and is 37 years old, and then some things from Ace Ventura, Pet Detective on there. All of that's been scrubbed. He was a mutual friend with Charlotte Nelson, who is a friend of NK's, and Jim was the friend there. And there were pictures that fit his description that the officer gave to NK in the on the phone call where he asked her, who was the other guy. And with the witness protection program, she's not going to be able to bring along her parents or her friends or anything else. And I think more than anything else, she wants that. Again, I think it's just going to be her starting this new life on her own. Chris has been receiving tons and tons of love letters in prison. There are just some women that seek out inmates like that, and it could be for a lot of reasons. Perhaps they are happy to know where that person is at all times, and in Chris's case, 23 hours a day, they know where he is. The irony of him, CW, and NK having the same middle name as Lee is kind of ironic. And now the plea deal, because we've all been saying in the plea deal since CW, could he have protected NK from any further prosecution? And I can't find anything about the exact details of if she was named in that. I don't think so, though. They said he had a lot of screaming and crying before he agreed to that plea deal. But then in the end, he realized his life was over after he killed Shanann anyway. And so then he ultimately agreed to it. But now the Ruzaks have that wrongful death suit coming up, so let's not forget that. Where we have gotten a million interruptions. I have my daughter in for the holiday, and I've got my kids that are on, little ones that are on break, and they're staying up watching a movie over there, so it's kind of hectic here. If you hear background noise, that's what it is. Oh, about the interview with the co-worker that they had, he had said that when he was trying to find out, it didn't take too much to figure out who Chris was having the affair with, but he said he noticed her office was cleaned out. Now, according to what I'm finding online, on the 21st, she spoke to the people over there at Anadarko, and they said, she told them her involvement in the case and what was going on and what had happened, and they said, oh, it's fine, but the next day they told her her contract had ended. So that's what happened, and she had told the police again about her. It's going to probably be a really tough 5 to 6 years to try to get by. But in the same respect, if she was somebody that honestly had no knowledge of this, like an Amber Fry, wouldn't be the case. But there's much more there. She was at the house, she was there, she was, telling him to pawn the rings. There's so much stuff in there. Now, at about the time when I did find out something about Jim, on her Verizon call log, there was a 1-minute call to what is believed to be Jim's number. Then remember, she said Jim was down later that day. So a 1-minute call is usually she left a voicemail. Did she leave a voicemail at that time? You've got to come down now. So is that, what is this Jim in this thing, and why was she so adamant she didn't want him involved? So that's another thing I'm looking at. That's about it. I've heard that their house is on the market, but I haven't actually seen that for myself. I know that her family has moved her belongings, Shanann's belongings, out into storage. And so, I imagine the house will be going onto the market for sale at one point, if it's not already. And I didn't see it on realtor.com or anything. I didn't go looking for that. So if you have information on that, let us know. Let me know any information you have related to this, because I'd like to discuss it, and, tell me if you've heard anything different. And like I said, I welcome the discussion and everything. I just won't have people bashing the victims, Shanann, and the kids, or the Ruzek family. I won't have that here. Okay, so that's about it, because I've had like 97,000 interruptions in this video. But like I said, I just won't have anybody talking against the Ruzeks or anybody like that, or anybody related to them. I won't have that here. And if somebody wants to come on, like I said, and just say something and ask a question, but not do it in a way that brings them any pain or anything, then fine, I guess. You guys can let me know your thoughts if you think that should be tolerated or not, because I'll listen. But anyway, right now what I'm seeing, there is one person that is doing that, and at this point, I've let it stay. If it gets to a point, like I said, where it is attacking any of the victims, the true victims here, no, I won't. Let it stay. Anyway, so you guys have a Merry Christmas. Let me know your thoughts on the case, and I know we're all following this. I'm also following the Kelsey Berreth case, and I really thought after they went through his house that they were going to find something and he was going to be brought in. Not so much yet, so we'll see. They have his truck. They brought that in on a flatbed, and they brought some other items out like the other day, so maybe very soon we'll hear something. We'd hope and pray that she could be found, alive and well somewhere, but with the length of time she's been gone with no one seeing her and no more phone calls coming through, no more messages, it's getting very concerning, to say the least. And all the searching they're doing at the fiance's house, whether he is the fiance or not, some say they broke up, some say they didn't. They were definitely living like an estranged couple that was having a custody agreement with a daughter. Anyway, everybody, take care, and I will talk to you soon. I'll talk to you in the comments, but I probably won't have another video until after Christmas. Bye-bye now. Merry Christmas.